Welcome back, it's your boy CJack. You know we're here to keep it a stack and we're here to react. It's your boy CJack Reacts. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well as leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of any other videos, and let me know if you have any ideas, anything you want me to react to, anything funny, serious, whatever. It's CJack Reacts. I found this video. Most of the stuff I react to, I just put in my save to watch later. Topic of this video, or the title of this reaction video, or the video that I'm going to be reacting to, is why Gen Z is undateable. I didn't want to talk about relationships, and I knew that was where a lot of the focus of YouTube was going. It's easy to see, especially if you just scroll down TikTok or even just scroll down social media. It's nothing but politics and relationships right now. And personally, I hadn't had enough of my own experiences to even know what I was talking about in the first place. And I don't want to come out here and seem like an idiot, even though it's gonna happen either way. But yeah, no, I just found this video randomly and I thought it was interesting. Without any further ado, let's just watch this video and see what they have to say.
You up? Gen Z is undateable. Over the past 10 years, dating has become an absolute disaster for men, and Gen Z in particular. I fall into both of these categories.
I think technically I fall into Gen Z because I was born in 99, so I think Gen Z started in 97 or 98. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know.
Dating apps use, abuse, and reuse the greatest technology ever known to mankind to profit off our deepest desires for connection, love, and security. I found myself on dating apps presenting the most inhuman and vain parts of myself. How much pressure does that put on the date going well? Hi there, my name is Dylan.
I want to say, just in terms of video editing quality, intro was immaculate. That was, hey man, dude, he's doing his thing.
Back to the video. Let's kick this whole thing off with taking a look at the rise of dating apps. A quick history on how people met before apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. By 2014, 15% of US adults had used a dating app, with this number increasing to 30% by 2019, a sign of the digital shift.
Yeah, yeah, that checks out, because I think I got on dating apps. My first dating app was when I turned 19. Actually, no. To be honest, I remember back in, because we were kind of primed for this. We were kind of prepped for it. Because I remember back in 2013, when I was just in high school, when I was a freshman, and they had Hard or Not. And that was the first kind of Tinder that we had at that age, at least. And of course, it didn't seem like anything. And looking back on it, dude, like, look, we were really swiping left and right on each other at 14 and 15. Like, let me know in the comments if you remember Hot or Not. At least if you were in my generation or something like that. All we had were just the girls in our school. You know, it may actually coincide because at the same time, this is when Instagram started popping off around like 2012, 2013. Yeah, at the time we only had girls around the girls you knew either in your school or your town. But then it's like when you got on Hard or Not, you can get on Hard or Not or get on the app from like 50 miles, 60 miles away or something like that. Now that I think about it, I realize how much at least my generation was primed for having like dating apps and stuff. Maybe I've been stuck in a cycle. Anyways, continue.
Friends, there was a time dating apps were considered quote unquote good. In 2016, Tinder had over 50 million users worldwide, and the average user swiped on the app over 100 times per day.
I don't even have Tinder anymore because Tinder is just a trash app in general. Bumble was probably the most waste of time of any dating app I had.
In reverse order: grade school, college, through family, at a bar, work, and the number one way people met since 1950 was through friends. It wasn't until 2010 that meeting people online surpassed friends. And now with data as late as 2020, 59% of people meet their significant others online.
Hey, leave in the comments whether or not, or if you're in a relationship right now, leave in the comments how you met your spouse. If you met your spouse online, or if you met your spouse in person, or wherever you met, if you have like a cool meetup story or something like that.
Hinge in its early days was on the right track. After a breakup and finding sobriety in 2012, Justin McLeod founded Hinge. Hinge was originally named Secret Agent Cupid, and it was an application integrated to Facebook. In 2013, he completely started over, rewriting the code and application from the ground up. He put the remaining $25,000 of his company's runway into a massive launch party where to enter, you would be required to download the all-new Hinge application. 400 people logged into Hinge the following day, and boom, it's off to the races. Hinge begins to experience the explosive growth that it had hoped for, rivaling another company with an all-too-familiar name, Tinder. By 2016, Tinder was dominating the market with over 9 million paid users, compared to Hinge's much smaller base. With its new marketing ploy, along came a complete overhaul of its product offering and eventually doing a cold embrace of its prominence in the culture as the quote-unquote more serious dating app. Swiping was gone, profiles were more robust, and the idea was to force users to slow down and look at potential matches a bit more carefully. I always remembered Hinge for being...
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, even if you did hit a girl up, it was like, you wasn't gonna get nothing. Well, the way that it was described to me was that on a dating app, you have way more men than there are women. And so naturally, there are going to be more men liking the women. And so then the women get a bunch of messages because they, for the most part, was that whenever they would swipe on a guy, half the time if they swiped on a guy, it was a match. It's from the girls I knew, at least. For them, it's like, oh, they can just kind of get any guy they want. Or when literally, because it's like, oh, if she likes him, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a match because he already liked her in the first place. It checks out. It makes a lot of sense.
The impact of Hinge on dating culture.
I don't think online dating is the best way to meet people at all.
I feel like it's more for hookup culture.
A lot of people are kind of on them to be on them.
More than one fish picture, like fish, deer, because there's more life in deer.
They're talking about white guys. All right, let me just say that right now. I mean, do I have any fish? I used to have a fishing picture on my, because I fish. I'm from Texas, all right? I fish.
And 81% of Hinge users say that they have never found long-term success through a dating apps. On average, it takes 3,960 swipes to get a significant other on a dating app. According to a 2019 study from Tinder, the app's average user swipes 100 times per day, meaning it takes about 40 days.
Not no more, because all that stuff behind a paywall now. I mean, you got to pay for 100 swipes now. If you don't pay, you getting 10 at max.
Let's do a little bit of math. On average, for a guy, it takes 150 swipes to get a match. Of those matches, 76% will either ghost you or you will ghost them, leaving only 24% of matches that actually turn into real conversations. From there, only about 20% of those conversations will lead to a real-world in-person date. 2020, 69% of Hinge users reported that they were seeking a serious relationship, while only 43% of Bumble users and 34% of Tinder users said the same thing.
Yeah, nobody on Tinder is looking for a relationship. I'll be honest with you. If you have Tinder downloaded, you are not looking for a relationship. If you have Bumble downloaded, you are simply doing child's play.
Hinge has now what feels like hundreds of different combinations of filters on things you can choose between ethnicity, smoker, drinker, non-smoker, non-drinker, kids, no kids, you name it. I would post pictures of my car that was somewhat expensive to signal wealth. I would post pictures of me doing CrossFit to show off my...
I'm gonna be real with you. If you gotta do all that, you unattractive. Like, it's different for everybody. And look, again, I'm going off of experience. All you can really do is be yourself, man. If you gotta flaunt, like, cars, money, I mean, now use what you have 100%. And that's one thing about, like, body game. I ain't gonna talk about it right now because your boy kind of been slacking. But... the one thing about body game is that I got a homie, all right? He's a bodybuilder, right? And I've seen girls just come up to him just because he big. I would say use what you got, yeah, but I mean, don't make it your whole personality, you know what I mean?
According to a 2020 study by Tinder, over 75% of people on dating apps said profile photos are the most important element of an initial connection. For men, dating apps are a wasteland. Unless you consider yourself in the top 1% or top 0.1% of men, you are likely getting little to no matches.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong.
My point exactly. I guarantee you, a woman like her is getting a bunch of matches. At least not a bunch of matches, but a bunch of likes. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to ask yourself that. What are you really looking for? If you're really looking for a relationship, I would say get off a dating app. But whenever because you're getting your profile shown to everybody. And more than one person is going to like you, if you're attractive at least. But if you're not getting any likes at all, you either got to work on yourself or just get off dating apps. I'll be honest.
I've been a virtual boy for 3 days. And I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women. Because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6, but I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back. Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy.
On the same...
That's the thing, man. It's different for everybody. And especially, you have to factor in race. Religion's not even that important when it comes to dating too much. When it comes to dating, like who you're going to marry, yes. When it comes to, like, dating apps, not really. End of the day, just be yourself, and whoever likes you is gonna like you. Okay?
Do you think dating apps are a net positive or a net negative?
I think most people don't know how to use dating apps correctly. Dating apps.
If you're a guy watching this and need to get some game, watch him. All right? He's actually a psychologist. And he actually got some game about like how to be, you know what I mean? Just how to be open to new things, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd recommend watching him. He has some pretty good content.
Apps are tools, and you have to adapt your strategy given what that technology is capable of doing. If you try to use dating apps casually, you're probably going to be infuriated, depressed, and hopeless.
Frustrated, mutilated, castrated, annihilated, any other lady you could think of, depressionated, I don't know. It really depends on who you are. Again, one person can get a casual experience off a dating app and have a good time. If you're going on a dating app looking for something serious,
On the female side of things are hard, but just in a different way. They have a different set of problems. Analysis paralysis. It's scary for women dating online. Look, I'm not going to get into the debate of which gender has it worse. Both men and women have countless problems with dating apps. Those problems are just inherently different. Women don't have problems of finding a date. Women have problems of finding a man they actually want to date.
So then this is creating a new issue for women because they're matching with these top tier men with all of the options on dating apps, and then creates the illusion that this is automatically the type of man that they're able to attract, leading women to believe they shouldn't settle for anyone less than that. Then when these men who they're swiping right on ultimately don't respond to their messages, only want a quick fling or a hookup or something casual, it probably leaves women feeling a little bit frustrated with their experience.
You're not gonna get them all. Like, look, that's one thing you have to remember just in life, really. You know, dating app or life in general, you ain't gonna get them all. Guys, you ain't gonna get every girl. You ain't gonna get every girl you see. And especially if you're just going for a relationship, or if you're on there for a relationship, even if you're just looking for a casual thing, you're not gonna get everybody you swipe on. You know what I mean? You're not even gonna get everybody you match with. When you realize that, you know, it just takes a level of pressure off. Like, there shouldn't be any pressure when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean?
Hinge wants you to meet someone great. Even if it kills us.
From a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being somebody you are totally not interested in at all, 10 being someone you are super interested in, would absolutely love to date, Hinge is designed to give you 5. Up until this point, I have been talking almost exclusively about Hinge. This entire story completely blew up in my face when I was writing this video, when I realized that Hinge was owned and acquired by Match Group in 2018. Match Group owns 43 different dating apps.
Bro, what?
Do you recognize any of these? Archer, Asian
people meet. They got one of those too for y'all. Hey, shout out, man. I was about to say, just go outside. Like, just straight up, just go outside.
People meet. Azar, baby boomer people meet. Black people meet too.
What?
This is the second black people meet. What happened to black people meet 1? Black Christian people meet. Black professional people meet. Okay, Catholic people meet. Chinese people meet.
We got, what, it said 3? It said black Christian people meet, black people meet 2. Like, come on now. Hey, you got everybody confused.
But delightful democratic people meet. Divorced people meet. Gen X people meet. Hakuna, Hinge, India Match. Interracial people meet. Italian people meet. J people meet. Latino people meet. LDS Planet. Little people meet. Love and Seek. Marriage-minded people meet. Match.com. Meetic. OkCupid. Our Time. Pairs. People meet. Pet people meet. Plenty of Fish. Republican people meet. Senior black people meet. Single people meet.
Stop it.
Single people, isn't that implied? Stir, The League. Tinder, Upward, Yuzu, Veggie people meet. Veggie people meet?
Eat your vegetables!
The mighty Hinge dating app.
He got a new subscriber, bro. I'm gonna like this video. Oh man, don't forget to like my video too as well, bro. Hey, shout out to the video editor, man. He doing a good job. I see why your channel blowing up.
Bumble, who based on their stock price looks like they're on the brink of bankruptcy.
Good. Good. Because Bumble was the most trash dating app ever. Horrible, man. Awful. Personally, out of all the dating apps, I got the least amount of matches. I'll be real. They were the ugliest women on there. Alright. I was not impressed with Bumble at all. But yeah, I can't. Now, Bumble was absolute garbage, man. So Bumble, if you didn't know about Bumble or anything like that, most people in my generation know about Bumble. But the thing about Bumble was that it was designed to where if you match, the women are supposed to start the conversation. And we all learned very quickly that even if you match with someone, women still don't start the conversation. And it wasn't even the fact that they couldn't do it. It's just like there's no expect, because it gives a woman a day to respond. After that day, they're not going to respond. They don't get a chance to respond anymore. So then you kind of lost that match after that day. Like I said, women don't start conversations. Even when they did, they still expect you to carry the conversation. Which I get it from a woman's perspective, because you don't want to come across as too eager. You don't want to come across, neither one wants to come across as too eager. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of the whole point of where the dating game is nowadays, because no one wants to come across as wanting too much from the other person or something like that, or seeming too desperate for a relationship, you know? I think if everyone would just be themselves, things would get a lot better. Things would be a lot better if everyone would just learn how to be themselves and be okay with putting themselves out there in a healthy form, you know?
In February 2024, Match Group, the parent company of Hinge, faced a class action lawsuit alleging that its dating apps are designed to be addictive, prioritizing profit over facilitating genuine relationships. Recent studies indicate that Gen Z is engaging in sex less frequently than previous generations. A 2025 government study found that 24% of young men and 13% of young women aged 22 to 34 reported not having sex in the 2 years spanning 2022 to 2023. In sum, for
what?
young male adults, sexlessness.
Hold on, let's go back. 24% of males aged 22 to 34 had not had sex in 2022 to 2023. So yeah, 1 in 4 guys had not had sex in 2022 to 2023. Okay, for females, the number was 13% up from... Okay, so women ain't changed that much. But guys went from... That's over... Yeah, it's 150% increase of guy. No, it's a little over 150%. It's like 160. Sucks to suck though.
In sum, for young male adults, sexlessness has roughly doubled across all measures over the last 10 years or so. For young adult females, it has risen by roughly 50%. We have apps like Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble all trying to convince us that the love we are seeking is just on the other side of the next match. Reddit thread. Where do you even go to meet people anymore? When you find out, please let the rest of us know. Generally, there are 3 places where you meet the most people across your life: school, university, and work. Beyond those, if you attend any clubs for hobbies or go somewhere like a gym regularly, nowhere. Rich people and attractive women all find each other online. The other 70% are highly encouraged to stay inside as to not bother the better people with how poor and / ugly we are. I don't know how much I agree with that last one, man. That's
sad.
It's tough. 44% of Gen Z Hinge daters have little to no dating experience. Daters are tiptoeing around direct communication to avoid coming off as cringy or overeager, the Hinge report said. They're hiding behind memes.
That's exactly what I said earlier. You know, people are just scared to really be themselves, you know? And everything's just a meme and like a joke. You know what I mean? I kind of agree. You know, it's a lot of personal responsibility, because these dating apps wouldn't be getting rich if people just deleted them.
Real experiences is found in human interaction, not behind a screen. It's no wonder that Gen Z is starting to prefer meeting potential partners in real life, with only 16% of engaged Gen Z couples having met online, compared to over 25% of millennials. Gen Z is leaving dating apps behind, myself included. People are starting to realize that these things don't work for them.
Yeah. I still have friends who are getting married. I still have friends who are getting in relationships. I still have friends who are having kids even. You know what I mean? I also think a lot of what is going on in these kind of videos, or these advertisements that always say like, oh, the birth rate's declining. I think a lot of it's a lot of fear mongering too, because I just don't see the same thing personally. I see a little bit of both, yes, but at the end of the day, I have more hope for the future. Listen, I think it's just a sign of the times, you know? We're just in a very, very weird time nowadays. Ultimately, I think it's going to be okay. So, with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment, please. Let me know what you thought about this. Let me know what you think of dating in your eyes. Let me know where you're at and how dating is there. Yeah, let me know. Just let me know something. You know, let me know about this video. And as always, it's been your boy CJack, and we keep it a stack. And be good till next time. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, like I said, and be good, be safe, and be breezy. Peace.